But one of the reasons that I asked Matt if he wanted to come on for this, even though he's going to be joining us for the main show next week for Talks of Mill, which I'm really looking forward to, is that he had this interesting interaction today with one of one of our favorite people to shittily refer to as a friend of the show, James Lindsay, who I should set this up a little bit. He posted this. I don't know if he posted it today or I just saw it today, but whatever. It came up in my feed today because he just got back to Twitter, and as part of the restoration of all these accounts. And he posts, so I've been keeping busy, and posts what looks to me. Now, granted, I saw somebody insinuate on Twitter that he was jacking off. I don't think he's doing either, but I think I think everything about the posture to me says that he's trying to make it look like he's peeing on Karl Marx's grave at Highgate Cemetery in the UK. Like that's what this is supposed to be a picture of, is James Lindsay peeing on Marx's grave. Now, what I pointed out on Twitter is, no, he's not. I call bullshit on this. I mean, if he did, at least I would kind of admire the guts that it took to do that. But nope, because if you and I know this is ridiculous in advance of us doing it, but it's the post game, so fuck it. We're going to analyze this thing like it's a frame of the Zapruder film.
Zoom and enhance.
You zoom and enhance, and I don't see any pee. I don't see any pee in the air. I don't see any pee on the ground. He is, in fact, I think I said this on Twitter, this looks to me like a perfect metaphor for the man's entire intellectual career, is going through the motions of peeing on Karl Marx, but not actually doing anything.
That's actually probably the most Marx he's ever read also, so that's pretty good. There's one good thing to come from it.
There's the quote right in front of his face, so he almost couldn't help but read it.
Yeah, he'd probably still find a way, but at the very least now he knows one of the theses on Furryback, so it's the most Marx he's ever gone through.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and now I pointed this out, and it actually got quite a bit of engagement. He didn't respond to it because James Lindsay used to respond to me all the time. He would just routinely, like in his weird juvenile, yeah, that's what your mom said, kind of way. He would respond to me routinely and do all of these like weird low effort dunks that he likes to do. That stopped cold when our mutual acquaintance Thaddeus Russell tried to set up a debate between him and I, and I think he realized that he didn't want to do it, and he knew that I knew about the offer, and it was probably better to I already reported this out a few times. It's like, okay, look, you're willing to sort of you're willing to trade schoolyard insults on Twitter, but you're not willing to like actually sit down and like have an hour-long conversation where we could actually dig into some of your big claims. But there's a part 2 to the story, which is that Matt quote tweeted this and says, pretending to desecrate a grave while pretending to protect Western civilization's commitment to merit and character is very on brand.
Where's from his book, by the way?
Yeah, quotes from his book, which we should say that you actually, I don't know if we have this, but you did a review of for Jacobin called something like Race Marxism by James Lindsay is a very strange, very bad book.
Written by a very strange, at least very eccentric man. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. And he did respond to this one, just to say, found a communist. I think, correctly called him out on exactly the right grounds to call him out, which is what
I mean, I've gotten some people say some pretty shitty things about me. And if there's a little creativity put into it, I almost admire it. It's like any other kind of relationship. You're like, you put in the time and you put in the effort and you got to pay homage to that. I'm like, this is just fucking lazy, right? No effort, no thought, no creativity. Give me a break.
Yeah, no, it's so lazy. I mean, a man as dedicated to Twitter as James Lindsay should be able to do better than this.
I know, and it really rides on the level of like your mom jokes, where if you don't know what to say and you're 14 years old and somebody burns you hard, just like your mom, asshole, and you hope to get like a cheap laugh from it. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just glad that he's going the Steven Crowder route. You know, we have our own personal Steven Crowder, cold feet Lindsay. Let's all send him some socks, courtesy of Ben.
Yeah. I mean, the one good thing about him being back on Twitter, though, is anybody who made the smart choice of investing in cocaine prior to this is going to reap a real windfall, because if his tweeting pattern is anything like it was before, I got to believe there's some kind of chemical enhancement before that, because I don't know, you and I, Ben, talked about it, but it was at one point it was something like 40 or 50 a day. Like I remember I wanted to respond to a quote that he made. I went and checked. I saw it at like 10 in the morning. Went to work, went back at 12 o'clock, and there were so many tweets since then that I had to scroll down for a couple minutes to actually find the fucking one to begin with.
Well, I will say, actually, before I went on Rogan in February, I thought, oh, how should I prepare for this? It's not exactly clear to me, because it's not like a debate. I sort of know how to prepare for those, but I was like, should I be doing something to prepare for this? And so I thought, oh, I'll listen to a couple of recent episodes, and since they're each like 20 hours long, I listened to like part of one recent episode. Mm-hmm. But I listened to an episode just before I came on. I think it was the one with Dave Smith. And in that episode, there's a point where Rogan wants to refer to a James Lindsay tweet to agree with him. Right, because it's like James Lindsay is like highlighting some piece of liberal cringe that he wants to talk about. I don't remember the details, but it was like something in that format. And so he asks producer Jamie, right? Jamie, can you pull up that Lindsay tweet we were talking about? And then a minute later, Jamie comes back and he's like, I literally can't find it. He tweeted like 20 times in the last hour. I have no idea where this tweet from this morning, is. And there's just this minute. It's totally unplanned. I mean, he brought it up in order to like agree with him, but there's this totally unplanned minute of the two of them just being like, that's not healthy. You shouldn't tweet that much. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, I'd almost rather hear that he was jerking off, because I think that would be a little bit of a healthier way to spend your time than tweeting like 50 fucking times a day. I mean, who even thinks of 50 fucking tweets a day? There are days I wake up and if I get like 5 good ones, I'm like, all right, good, solid, days well done. Time for me to go talk to Marion. Time for me to drink a beer. Time for me to fucking infect myself with cancer by a cigarette. Any of that is better than tweeting that often a goddamn.
You have been watching free public content from Give Them an Argument. To access every single episode of the show, the main show on Monday nights, all of the streams, all of the debate breakdowns, all of the patron-exclusive postgames on Monday nights, all of the patron-exclusive bonus episodes every week, and much, much more, go to patreon.com/Ben Burgis. I cannot resist ending this with, don't be foolish.